Yeah, John has really done a great job for us. You know, when we recruited John out of high school, came out of South Jersey. He was had been a soccer player most of his youth, and really didn't even start kicking footballs until he was a senior in high school. So he's very raw, but had tremendous talent. And certainly one of the positive things with John is two positive things. He's a tremendous athlete, so the mechanics and things were not hard to teach him, and he's got a tremendous work ethic. So he's just gotten better every year. Has been a starter for us for 3 years now, going into being a four-year starter. He had been a second-team All-Conference performer as a younger player. Last year as a junior, he was first-team All-Conference. He hit 9 of 12 field goals, extremely high percentage on extra points. And John hit a 45-yarder for us last year, which was just a few yards short of the school record. So he's really come a long way, since his freshman year, and we expect he still hasn't reached his full potential. So we're really expecting big things out of John here as a senior to step up his game to the next level, improve his accuracy, certainly on some of the shorter kicks, and improve that the percentage that go through, and also to increase his range. John's gotten a lot stronger. He had never really been in the weight room before college either, so he's really gotten a lot stronger since he's been here, and he keeps getting stronger every test period as far as his maxes go. So I think John certainly has the potential to be kicking field goals from over 50 yards, and I would certainly like to see him be able to do that this year if we need him to. And this leg strength has gotten him better each season as well on kickoffs, but that's still an area that we'd like to improve on. I would love it if we could put the ball in the end zone more. So that's what we're looking for from John. But he's really done a great job. He's really developing into a leader as well, which is rare probably for a kicker to do that. But the example he sets, the work ethic he has, all of those things I think go into that. And he loves pressure, and we try to put him in pressure situations in practice, and the more pressure we put on him, the more he thrives. So we're expecting big things from John, and he's certainly, I think one of the catalysts for us returning on special teams this year. Boy, you talk about potential. Brooks has just a monster leg, and 2 years under his belt now in the program as a backup punter behind a great punter in Tanner Kelly. I think he's learned a lot. He's come a long way. He's improved his consistency. But if we can get Brooks to the point where he can develop some level of consistency, it's going to be amazing what he can do. I mean, his leg is so strong. If he performs up to his ability, he should be able to lead the conference, in punting and get to the point really where he's nationally ranked. Brooks is another one that's a great athlete, so he's a guy that he can make up for mistakes, he can make up for bad snaps, he can get us out of trouble, in some situations, and he can run the ball, he can throw the ball, and create some fake opportunities as well. So we're real excited about Brooks and him taking over the punter duties, and we have very high expectations of him this season. An area last year that we were certainly not satisfied with, our return game, I felt like took a step back last year, and our averages fell. And the biggest disappointment was the number of turnovers that we allowed a year ago on our returns, both punt and kickoff return. And a lot of that had to do with the lack of a consistent returner, back there. We really spent a lot of time on this part of the game this spring in terms of special teams. I actually personally myself went to a special teams clinic and got a lot of coaching points on how to coach the returners, the punt and the kickoff returners, and we came back and implemented a lot of these things, and this is an area that we certainly have to improve on. But what we need back there is our best decision maker, you know, your primary returner needs to be like a quarterback in terms of being able to make, you know, great decisions. And he's got to be able to protect the football. His number one job is to get the ball back for the offense and not put the defense back on the field again. We just turn the ball over too many times back there. You know, I'm expecting, you know, certainly you know, some of the guys on our team that we have right now. Joson Holmes is a guy that I think fits that bill, and he really had a great spring as a returner. Luke Wallace has gotten a lot of work back there, and Luke has been extremely reliable. Scott Pilar has really stepped up his game as a returner. You know, so we got a lot of skill guys that have been working it, and you know, Joe Arneth, who came in as a transfer for us in January, I think has the potential to be a tremendous returner. You know, so we've got some guys that we've been working with, and we're excited about that. And the other thing is we're looking for those guys to make some big plays for us too in the return game, create some positive yardage. Certainly, John Whalen, I think, is one of our strengths, as I said, and I would expect him to be, you know, at or near the top of the conference. You know, as far as his extra points, as far as his field goals go, and as far as his kickoff, you know, average. And like I said before, Brooks, because of the potential that he has, I think he should be a guy that can lead the conference in punt average. You know, and last year you talk about measuring up against the MAC. A year ago we were at or near the top as a punt team, as a kickoff team, and as a field goal unit. Where we had fallen back a year ago was we were closer to the bottom on punt return and kickoff return, as I said, because of some of the mistakes that we made and some of the returner issues. So we would certainly like to climb back up to the top in all of those areas, and you know, we're certainly going to do that. We set some goals, you know, certainly for each unit. Mike Neal, who was promoted this off-season to special teams coordinator, he's done a great job so far. We just had a special teams clinic the last few mornings of this week, and we talked about special teams goals and things that we're doing differently, and the way that we're drilling and installing, and we spent a lot of time on special teams. To me, it's the most important phase of the game, and you're talking to a coach who comes from an offensive background, but I firmly believe that special teams can win you 3 games a year, you know, by themselves, where you might lose offensive and defensive battles, but you win that special teams battle, you can win 3 games that maybe you otherwise wouldn't have won. So it's the true difference maker. It's the part of the game that tilts the field. And you know, if you're winning special teams and you're playing football downhill, and if you're losing special teams, you're playing uphill. And I know I'd rather play downhill than uphill. So it's the most important phase of the game. We devote a lot of practice time and a lot of meeting time to special teams, probably more so than most college football programs do. So you know, that's something that, you know, we certainly expect to get some results out of the time commitment that we put into it. So we're excited about the guys that we have there and the work that we've done, and have high expectations again for those units.